Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're taking a really fascinating journey back in time. We're exploring Purandar Fort.
That's right.
And look, this isn't just about some old stones, is it? It's really a deep dive into a strategic gateway, these huge moments that shaped an empire, and, well, some incredible bravery.
Absolutely.
We're going to try and unpack why this fort became such a powerful symbol, for Maratha valor and that strategic thinking.
Exactly. And for this deep dive, we've really looked at sources detailing its strategic history, how it was captured, those massive battles,
Yeah.
and maybe most importantly, the people, the individuals who shaped its story. The mission, really, is to get why its story is so central to Maratha history.
Okay, let's start with the basics then, before we get into the battles and everything. Where exactly is Purandar Fort, and why was its location just so critical?
Right. So it's near Saswad, which is in the Pune district of Maharashtra. And it's not just any hill fort. I mean, this thing is impressive. It stands at about 4,472 feet above sea level.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty high. But the key thing is its strategic importance. It basically controlled the main route into Pune, a major gateway to the whole Deccan Plateau.
Okay.
And this isn't new either. Its ancient name, Puranadrug, well, that pops up way back in the Yadava period. So it's clearly been a vital spot for a very, very long time.
So given how important it clearly was, who actually held Purandar before Shivaji Maharaj came onto the scene?
Before him, it was under the control of the Adilshahi Sultanate of Bijapur.
Ah, okay. The Adilshahi.
Yeah, they had local commanders, Killedars managing it. But here's something interesting from the sources. Despite being so strategic, it seems it was often, well, kind of poorly maintained under them.
Really? That seems like an oversight.
It does, doesn't it? But that, of course, created a bit of an opening for someone like Shivaji.
Right, so that leads us perfectly into Shivaji Maharaj's first move on Purandar. How did he actually take control? Especially so early on, this is like 1646, 1648, right? He was just starting to build his Swarajya.
Well, what's fascinating is how he did it. It wasn't, some massive bloody siege this first time around.
Yeah.
No, the sources describe it more as a planned occupation. Pretty smooth, actually. Minimal conflict. He basically just absorbed it quickly as he was expanding his territory. Shows his early strategic thinking, really.
So why this fort then? I mean, he was gaining ground elsewhere too. What made Purandar so special, so important to him right at that stage?
Well, once he had it, its value was just immense. Its location near Pune, it wasn't just a fort, it was like a key controlling access to Mavalval, Konkan.
Okay.
And it provided this crucial defensive shield for the whole Pune area. Plus, think ahead, it later became a really important diplomatic site, for those intense talks with the Mughals.
Right, where the Treaty of Purandar was signed later on.
Exactly, that very spot.
Okay, let's shift gears then. Fast forward to 1665, a really critical moment. This time, it wasn't a quiet takeover. The opponent was, well, formidable. The Mughal Empire, led by Mirza Raja Jai Singh.
Yes, and this wasn't just a random skirmish. This was a direct result of Emperor Aurangzeb basically ordering the destruction of Shivaji's growing power base, his Swarajya.
So the stakes were incredibly high.
Incredibly high, and the siege itself was brutal. It went on for about 2 whole months, from March through to June 1665. The Mughals threw everything they had at Purandar. It was a major confrontation.
And amidst all that chaos and pressure, a real hero emerges, a name that still resonates today, Morarbaji Deshpande. Tell us about him.
Morarbaji, what a story. He was the fort commander, the Killedar defending Purandar during that siege. And his bravery, well, it's legendary.
How so?
He led the defense with incredible courage. He flat out refused to surrender, even when they were massively outnumbered by the Mughal army. Can you even imagine?
And that's just incredible defiance.
It really is. He fought with unbelievable ferocity right up until he was killed, until his martyrdom. And get this, his sheer courage apparently deeply impressed even the Mughal commander Jai Singh. Yeah. Morarbaji really became this lasting symbol of Maratha grit, valor and sacrifice.
So this incredibly fierce 2-month siege, it ultimately leads to this. The Treaty of Purandar, signed in June 1665. That must have been an agonizing choice after such a defense. Why sign it? What was going on?
It was a strategic necessity, really. Shivaji Swarajya was under immense threat. Signing the treaty was basically a way to prevent its complete destruction.
Okay, damage control almost.
In a way, yes. The main point, the big one, was that Shivaji had to agree to hand over 23 of his 5 forts to the Mughals.
23 forts?
23, including Purandar, which stayed under Mughal control for a while after the treaty. He also had to sort of agree to help the Mughals in their campaigns, though that's an agreement he didn't exactly stick to later on.
A very tough pill to swallow, I imagine.
Absolutely. But it was a calculated move to preserve the bigger picture, the long-term vision.
And that really shows Shivaji's strategic mind, doesn't it? This wasn't surrender. It was more like a strategic pause, a calculated retreat. Because he didn't just give up. He used this moment, regrouped, and later, famously, recaptured most of those forts once he broke ties with the Mughals.
Exactly right. It shows this incredible ability to know when to fight, but also when to, let's say, strategically yield to fight another day. It's a masterclass in long-term thinking, even when facing immediate setbacks.
Now, obviously, Shivaji Maharaj and the hero Morabaji are central figures here. But who else played important roles related to Purandar Fort in the administration, the campaigns around it?
Oh, definitely. There were other key players. You had figures like Morapant Trimbak, who was important in negotiations and administration.
Okay.
Then there was Anaji Dado, a really key revenue minister. He managed the fort very effectively after it was recaptured. Mataji Palkar was a major military commander active in the campaigns nearby.
So a whole team effort, in a sense.
Very much so. And overseeing it all, guiding the strategy, making the big calls in battles and treaties, that was Shivaji Maharaj himself, of course.
So after Shivaji Maharaj did regain control of Purandar, what happened then? Did he make changes? Strengthen it further? Oh, yes. Once it was firmly back in Maratha hands, they made significant upgrades. The fortifications themselves, bastions, gates, they were strengthened considerably. Made even tougher to crack.
Makes sense.
They improved the watchtowers, too, for better surveillance, better defense, and they set up a proper administrative system within the fort with Rajya officers, state officials, to handle governance and defense on an ongoing basis.
Right. Keeping it functional.
Exactly. And perhaps most importantly, they built a memorial to Morabaji Deshpande right there on the fort, a permanent tribute to his sacrifice.
That's powerful. So, stepping back, what's the big takeaway here? The journey of Purandar Fort from this ancient strategic point through these intense battles, shrewd treaties. It really highlights this dual nature, doesn't it? Strategy and courage.
I think that's perfectly put. If you connect it to the bigger picture, the Purandar story really shows that leadership, true leadership, it isn't just about holding on to land no matter what.
It's about bravery when the odds are stacked against you, definitely, but it's also about smart adaptive strategy, knowing when to negotiate, having that long-term vision to reclaim and rebuild. It's a timeless lesson in resilience, I think.
It really is. And that leaves us, and you listening, with maybe a final thought to chew on. Considering everything we've discussed about Purandar Fort, how do those moments of strategic concession, like that difficult Treaty of Purandar, how do they ultimately shape or even redefine what we think of as victory or leadership?
Yeah, especially when you contrast them with these incredible acts of pure, unwavering bravery like Morabaji's stand.
Exactly. What does it tell us about the different kinds of strength, the different facets maybe, that are equally vital, something to think about?